Hello, YouTube. Welcome to episode 1 of Shane playing Spirit Island. Um, as I explained in the last video, I'm going to start at basically the easiest difficulty you can do. They do, in this video game version, have some reduced difficulty options here, but I'm not going to use any of those because this already seems very easy to me with just no adversary, no scenario, difficulty 0. We're going to be using Thunderspeaker for our first handful of games here. Um, they've got an initial explorer in the sands, one of which I occupy over here. Obviously, I'm a little concerned about this sand since it does have a blight, so it might be easiest to try to handle the guy in this sand first. Um, I find that outside of strange scenarios, a solid choice for Thunderspeaker on turn 1 is this add a presence and gain 4 energy. So we're going to use that. I want to take the presence off of my card plays to begin with, so that I have a couple of cards to deal with things in the beginning. And that gives me that healthy 5 energy range that lets me play pretty much whatever I want. What I want is to play Sudden Ambush. That'll help us get rid of one of the guys in one of these places, probably this one. And Manifestation, which is a very powerful ability. Um, let's see. So this guy's gonna build here. Um, if I'm manifesting here, I'll currently be able to do 2 damage. I could probably get someone else here and take out everything there. Um, yeah, I think we're happy with these choices. So, let's actually go back a little bit. One of the things I love about this interface is how it does let you undo, so you can sort of rethink the things that you want to do. It does reshuffle the board a little, that's somewhat confusing, but now that I'm thinking about it more, I think we want to put this here. So we've got a sacred site. Manifestation is already doing 4 damage here now, which should be enough to kill whatever's there. Um, and then we don't have to worry about bringing in more. So same 2 cards. Manifest, Sudden Ambush, finish playing cards. Um, so Sudden Ambush, we are going to gather into this land. Um, and this is gathering 1 Dahan. Since with Thunderspeaker, we can go with him, and I think we want to. So now he builds his little town, which we will crush in just a minute here. It's prompting me to click because this is the last chance I have to undo if I didn't like any of those things, because I'm actually going to reveal something I didn't know at the start of the game. So clicking here, they are exploring the mountains. Alright, so as promised, we're just going to manifest right here. That's going to do 4 damage, which is more than enough to do all of that. Generates us a whole bunch of fear, I guess just 2. But 2 is half of what you need in a 1-player game to get your first fear card. So I've also got Gather the Warriors. Let's see, I'm currently sitting at 2 air and 1 sun. So that's going to be gather up to 2 and then push up to 1. And I kind of want to deal with those mountains next. So we're going to do it here. Gather both of these and take both of these with us. And then for the push, I can push one of these here, one of my presence along with it. And now I've got a good presence in the mountains for trying to handle that. So this turn is not going to be as strong. It does leave me with this defend card, which doesn't really do that much for me, and a Voice of Thunder, which happens during the slow phase. So I'm not preventing any building this time. I'm always tempted on turn 2 to take the double presence add, just to get a whole lot more presence on the board. but I also know I want to manifest a lot um, in general, and that requires a pretty good amount of energy, and we just don't generate a ton of energy um, otherwise. So I think this time we are going to do it this way. Um, we will start building toward that third card play because I think that is going to be a useful thing to do. And this time we'll have a sacred site here. So we've got all these cards here. Um, and these two, I'm thinking about not even playing Words of Warning, although it does enable some things with the symbols. Yeah, that's probably still worth 1 power. Alright, so Words of Warning isn't going to matter. We don't have an event deck in this game, so I'm just going to the reason I say that in the expansion there are event cards that can sometimes cause things to happen that wouldn't otherwise. So I could, for example, target Words of Warning here uh, in case something about the event deck moved things in there, and I might still want to do that on future turns if I have a fear card ready, but I don't. So Words of Warning is going to do nothing. We're just going to not use it. All right, building in the mountains. There's a lot of them there. They're now exploring in the wetlands. All right. Um, so next turn, I ought to be able to um, do some stuff here. I know I'm going to reclaim because I'm out of cards. So I'll probably end up Words of Warning one of these places. Might let a blight happen here and then manifest there late turn. So I probably want to stay out of there for right now. Voice of Thunder. I do love adding Fear with Voice of Thunder. I think that Gather the Warriors is usually enough movement to sort of handle whatever moving around the board I need to do. Um, Another option that is very tempting is if I can get a whole bunch of people here, I could manifest here before they ravage. Because there's a city that starts there. They're about to build a is it town, village? I can't remember. Nope, clicking that doesn't do anything for me. Anyway, terminology aside, I think I can do a lot of damage here. So in order to do that, I've got 2 of each, so I can gather and push 2. I think we will do it from here. We'll gather these 2 and take all my presents with it, and then push these 2 again. Nope, like that, and move both of these with us. So we've got a nice big stack there, ready to do some stuff. And then sure enough, we're going to Voice of Thunder for the Fear right there. So we've got a Fear card lined up. Don't know what that'll do. Hopefully something pretty cool. Could even potentially prevent the Blight here, although I think that's a lot to ask for from a level 1 Fear card. So we're obviously reclaiming. In addition, we are now getting some new cards. Major would be a very big overstep at this point. So we are going to gain a minor power. So, with Thunderspeaker, I'm almost always looking for cards with air on them, for reasons I'll get into later. The nice part is all of these cards have air on them. Animals are nice for triggering Gather the Warriors. They don't have any. Other than that, I'm probably looking for Suns and Fire. Yeah, we can get into it now. So, this air up here, along with getting to 3 card plays, is the earliest I can get 4 air. So, if all of my cards have air, like if all of my cards have air, then playing 3 cards and having a 4th one here means I can make my 2 innate powers go fast, and Thunderspeaker starts to just really devastate things when everything's fast. So you can see for Lead the Furious Assault, we're looking for Sun and a little bit of Fire, but definitely more Sun. So, um, definitely this one has all the symbols I need. This one is pretty good too. I don't find the extra range benefits us that much. Purifying Flame, um, it could do some damage with the Blight, but generally, especially in a one-player game, by the time Blight gets bad enough that that's a good deal, things have gone badly. But this does let us remove Blight. Glancing at the board real quick, we've got a Blight in Sands already. How are we? Here it is. Um, since we can target Sand and remove a Blight, that is pretty nice. That'll add to our score. Um, the other card I'm very tempted by is Lure of the Unknown. It doesn't have Sun, which we do like to have, but gathering an explorer or a town in, we're just going to call them towns. I can't remember if they're towns or villages. Whoop. Didn't mean to actually click it, but I think we are going to go with it. Gathering an explorer or a town in the fast phase can often prevent a build. It can do just all sorts of wonderful things. It costs 0. The only limitation is that you have to put it into a new place, but that's often fine. So then we're going to check out our other minor power. This is not as good of a flip. As we said before, we're really looking for the air, unless we really need a card for something else. We're not really struggling with any cards right now, so I think it makes sense to take Call to Migrate. It does do a lot of the same things that Gather the Warriors does, but as a very strong second Gather the Warriors, it's fine. It's got the animal that we need to trigger Gather the Warriors, so we get to do it twice, and it's pretty good. Alright, so we're sitting here at 5 power. As I said, I'd really like to defend here, and I'd really like to manifest here, because they're going to build here. I'll get 3 fear out of that and just wipe out the whole thing. They are going to blight here, unless my fear card does something for me. But, you can take a little bit of blight, and that'll be just fine. So, yep. Alright, so manifest and words of warning. That also gets us both of these, which is going to allow us to probably destroy a town somewhere. We'll leave the flexibility about where until later and make our decision then. Here is very likely, because I'd love for them to stop exploring out of there, but we could also potentially go here. All I need to do is get 2 Dahan there, which is pretty easy to do with Gather the Warriors at 2 and 2. So, finish playing cards. Words of warning is happening here. Find out that fear card. Defend 3 in all coastal lands. Well, that worked out lovely for us. That prevented the blight. We're in really good shape with that. Alright, we're now exploring the coast, which is just fine. That means we can potentially kill everything here. Let's see, I'm currently doing 6 damage. It would be a little bit of effort to get another Dahan there to do the damage we need to wipe it completely out. But it might be worth it, since that will also prevent a build next turn. Although, wait. No, they ravage before they build. So if I kill everything but 1 explorer, then it'll ravage, and that'll prevent the build anyway. Okay, so not too worried about that. Let's just go ahead and manifest there now. Alright. 3 damage on that guy, 2 on that guy, 1 on that guy. Tons more fear. We've got another fear card and one fear toward our third fear card. That's great. We'll be at level 2 in no time. So, uh, as previously mentioned, we now can gather the warriors somewhere and lead the furious assault. I think given that they are planning to build on the coast, I do really want to get rid of this. Um, Maybe not taking this blight is more important, though. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think I'd rather deal with this situation. So we're going to gather the warriors probably here. That's going to take this guy and this guy, as well as one presence, because I like to always keep them a little bit supervised. And then we will push into here, take the presence with them, and then we go ahead and lead a furious assault right here, getting us even more fear. They're getting pretty scared of us. Okay, so this turn, they're revenuing the wetlands, which won't be a problem at all. I don't need to defend those at all. They are building on the coast, which is a big problem here and a small problem here. The small problem is definitely easier to solve. I could sudden ambush over there and take care of that guy so that he doesn't build. Lure of the Unknown, I guess would also get it done. I could just gather him here. So really either of these will do. Otherwise, I'm just looking at maneuvering, getting some placement. I'm going to have to figure out what to do about this place, and I don't really have a plan yet. But maybe we can build up to where we have a plan. So if I play, let's see, if I get 2 out, I can get up to that coveted 4 air. But if I do that, I'm really only going to have 2 energy available, which is okay for this turn. But for 3 cards at that point, we're looking at not playing Sudden Ambush, and then the following turn we're reclaiming, and we still don't have any energy. So I think instead what I'm going to do is get the energy from this once again. We're not going to bother with the air just yet. We're going to get that 3rd card play. We'll toss this. Let's put it over here. And then we're flush with energy. That's great. We've got 3 card plays. I think we're going to go with Lure of the Unknown because it accomplishes very similar things to Sudden Ambush, but for cheaper. And we're just going to go super cheap so that we've got lots of energy to deal with things next turn. Maybe we can even take a major power next turn. So we'll go there, there, there. That doesn't get us a Lead the Furious Assault. We don't have quite enough sun for that, but we weren't going to even with Sudden Ambush, so that's fine. Yeah, this seems like a perfectly solid play for this turn. So, finish that. Lure of the Unknown just has to target a place that doesn't have invaders. Like here. Gather this guy up so he doesn't build. Let's see what the fear card does for us this time. Okay, each player removes 1 explorer or town from a land where it is the only invader. So that could be this guy, either of these, but they're about to die anyway. I think this is really the key play here, because I've been wanting to kill that anyway. That will prevent some of their exploration options in future turns. Alright, so they ravage the wetlands. That's all good. They build there. That place is definitely becoming a problem. And yep, there we are. Since we destroyed this, they can't explore here. They only had a source here. So, next turn, we're definitely reclaiming. We're going to have 6 energy available, which means that we can potentially do something pretty big here. However, I think we'd have to rely on drawing a good card for it to be a fast thing here. So this place is likely going to blight, and I'm likely not going to be able to do anything about it. If I were to move a bunch of guys in there in the hopes I could defend them, that would take at least a defense of 3, 4, 5, 6 for us not to take any damage or blight, or not enough damage to kill a Dahan, which for Thunderspeaker is kind of rough. You lose some presence, so we don't like to do it. I think a defense 6 in here is a big ask. I mean, I've got. This is the tricky part. So I know the minor power deck has some defenses that are that big. We are allowed to view the deck, so we can actually see what kind of chances there are there. That works in jungles and sands, so that's not going to do anything for us. Do. So that's a defend 10. It doesn't have. So that would certainly do it. Then we've got. That's a defend 5. That we could pair with our current defend to get it done. This one, it's not showing me very well. I can't remember if Veil of Night's Hunt is a defend or not. I don't think it is. So we're basically looking at a handful of cards, like 2 cards that I found that could prevent that. We may also have some fever available. I want to defend 3 in mountains. That's not gonna do enough for me. Defend 2. Yeah. So yeah, I think the long and short of it is it would be a bit of a gamble to be able to pull out of all these cards. I'm gonna be able to pull 8 of them. Now there's defense 6. Yeah, there might be enough here. I think we're gonna go for it. Okay. So, what the heck, right? We're playing on easy. May as well take some chances. So, I've got to gather the warriors and a call to migrate, so I think using Voice of Thunder for pushing seems silly, since I have so much pushing already. So we're definitely going to use that for fear. I just have to target a place that has invaders at range 1, so boop. And look at that, we're on Terra level 2, which means I just need to destroy all the towns and cities, which might be an achievable goal within the next turn too. So, if we're going for our warfare, try to defend this place kind of situation, I think we are going to gather the warriors and let's see. So that is gather equal to air. So if we just target it right in here, that's going to let us gather 3. So we'll grab 1, 2, and 3. And let's take all the presents in. That one. Alright. Finish pushing. Then we've got call to migrate. And I think we're just gonna bring everybody in there. Just the whole team. All of my presents, just a big old stack. I'm tempted to push at least a little something down here, because this is pretty excessive. Even if we defend all the damage, in order to kill them, we need to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and we've still got 2 left over. So sure, let's push 2 back down here. finish pushing, and take a Sacred Site with them. So that should be enough to completely annihilate this place if we can defend it, while still having a presence down here to deal with whatever is happening. So, reclaiming cards, gaining 2 power cards. So it is definitely tempting to go into the major deck. Let's do a view deck here. See what sorts of things we could do. If we were fast, and we're gonna have 6 power available. That would certainly get it done. That would be amazing. I think we'd still lose maybe 1 to Han, but everyone else would survive. I don't have the elements to do the big version of it. This one is defend 20. That's quite strong. That would get it done. Talons of Lightning. It is the right land type for that, so that would do 5 damage. Along with the defend, that could get it done. Yeah, you know what? We're going to try a major. Boop. Alright, there's that Talons of Lightning. That would use up all of our energy. We could probably get it up to its big one. Not that does a lot for us. We don't have towns in adjacent lands. Hang on, does that win the game? I think that wins the game. Looking at this here, we've got Terra level 2, so all I have to do is destroy all the towns and cities. There's currently 1 town and 1 city. So if I do that during the fast phase before they have a chance to build, that's just game. So yes, we will take that. We'll get rid of, it really doesn't matter, but we'll just say Voice of Thunder, question mark. We'll take a minor power that does not matter. Pretty much click anything. And then play Talons of Lightning and call it good. Yep, I don't see a problem with this. Finish anyway. Toss that right there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Game over. Alright, so that was me playing Thunderspeaker on the easiest difficulty. As you could tell, that is not a challenge for me. I have played this character a lot. We'll go ahead and look at the details here. 29 points is actually pretty impressive for a 0 difficulty game, since you don't get any bonus points for the difficulty. Could have gotten a little more points by removing some Blight or adding more Dahan, but it is pretty hard to argue with 7 Invader cards left in the deck. That is a quick victory. Thanks for watching, and I hope you join me next time when I will be fighting against Sweden.